Hey school family, happy Wednesday. In the classroom, we would know that this was the middle of the week, but also we would call this hump day. And I would say, K4, 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 what day is it, what day is it, what day is it? And you would say, see if you remember, if you said hump day, that's right. That's what we call the middle of the week. We're climbing up and we're at the middle of the hump, and then the rest of the week is a downhill slide. We're almost back together. So on this Wednesday, I want you to think about the book we read earlier, Pete the Cat, Trick or Pete. And Pete already knew what he was going to be for Halloween. It was not a problem for him. We watched him adventure through his town and go trick-or-treating. Now, we're going to compare it to Froggy's Halloween. So we have a different character. This is not a cat and it's not Pete. This is a frog and his name is Froggy. This is Froggy's Halloween. The author of this is Jonathan London. He wrote this book. Ella. For Froggy, Halloween meant candy, but it also meant dressing up, and he wondered, what should I be for Halloween? I know, cried Froggy, I'll be Super Frog, flying high over the city, faster than a dragonfly and stronger than a bullfrog. No, something spooky, he said. I know, cried Froggy, I could be Ghost Frog. He poked 2 holes in his mother's best white sheet and draped it over his head. So he's being creative. He's taking a white sheet, he poked 2 holes in it, and now he's a ghost. No, something scarier. I know, said Froggy, a vampire frog. And he put on his black cape, pulled his mom's black tights up, put on his slick black wig, and said in his best Dracula voice, trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care, I'll pull down your underwear. Froggy, called his mother. What? Halloween is not until next week. You're supposed to be doing your homework, Froggy. I'm Count Frogula, said Froggy. Vampire frogs don't do homework. Froggy's mother laughed. Vampires have fangs, she said. You're a toothless wonder. Oops, cried Froggy, covering his mouth. So all week at school, Froggy wondered, what should I be for Halloween? A football player? A cowboy? A zombie? Froggy, cried his teacher, Miss Witherspoon. What? Kindly keep your mind on your work, dear. So his teacher here is telling him to focus. Belle might have a connection with this because she's our focus reminder. She'll remind us in school we should focus.
What?
But in his mind, he was on Halloween. Every day after school, he got ready. He carved pumpkins. He hung sticky spider webs all over the front of his house. He hung his mother's sheet like a ghost in the wind, and he practiced, trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. At last, it was the night before Halloween, and all through the house there were creaking sounds and scratching sounds. Froggy was scared. He shivered in his bed, and imagine ghosts and goblins. So if you shiver from being scared, you're gonna shiver at the thought. And werewolves and witches, zap! I know, cried Froggy. I'll be the frog prince for Halloween. So is a prince scary or is it not scary? To me, a prince is not scary. Some of the other things Froggy wanted to be were scary. And in the morning, he put on his black cape and pulled on his mom's black tights, put on his slick black wig. So that's kind of like when he was going to be a vampire. But this time, he plunked on a gold crown and flashed a mighty sword. So he's being creative. He's using some of the things that he already has to make a different costume. At the Halloween parade at school, all the girls thought he looked cute, especially Froggalina. And that night, when the dark crept in and all the ghosts and goblins crept out to trick or treat, boo! Princess Froggalina leapt out and chased after Frog Prince. Eee! Cried Froggy. He was never more scared in his life. He leapfrogged over his mother. He leapfrogged over his father. He leapfrogged over his friend Max and flopped up on Max's steps. Flip, flop, splat. He tripped on the porch and then Froggalina fell on him. The door flew open and there stood the wickedest witch in the world. Trick or treat, squeaked Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. So sometimes if you have a red face, if your face gets red or very hot, you might feel embarrassed or scared. And we've talked about it in the classroom. Those feelings are okay. Everybody has those feelings sometimes. Luckily, Froggalina ran away, and the witch turned out to be Max's granny. And that Halloween, Froggy got tons of candy, but then something happened. His sword had torn a hole in his candy bag, and by the time he got home, so we notice as the audience, when we look at the pictures of the book, we can see what's happening to Froggy's candy bag. It has a hole and the candy is falling out. Froggy doesn't know that because he's a character walking this way in the story. His candy was all gone. Oh no, cried Froggy. What's the matter? Asked his mother. He showed her his empty bag. Well, you're in luck, she said, holding up a full bowl. I guess nobody liked my treats that I made. And what do you think she gave Froggy? Chocolate covered. Now here's where we predict. We have to guess because all this says is chocolate covered. So our job as the audience is to guess what a frog might like. Think for a minute what a frog might eat. Can you think of something a frog might eat? Let's see what Froggy's favorite treat is. Chocolate covered flies. Frogs eat flies, so his mom for a treat made him chocolate covered flies. Yum, cried Froggy. My favorite. Munch, crunch, munch. You hear those rhyming words? Munch, crunch, munch. Those are rhyming words, and we have an R for rhyme. Before you go today, I want you to think about your favorite Halloween candy. So Froggy liked chocolate-covered flies. I like Hershey's Cookies and Cream. It's like a chocolate, like a white chocolate candy. I have on this chart, this is a T chart where we pick a side. On a T chart, we pick a side. So this says, my favorite Halloween treat is, and you can choose sweet or sour. So some sour candies might be like Sour Patch Kids or something that's a little bit, makes your mouth kind of pucker. A sweet candy would be like chocolate is sweet. So I would put my name over here on the sweet side. Miss Seabeck. And Ava is my cameraman. Ava, what did you say your favorite candy was?
Was it Hershey's?
What's your favorite? You had lots of favorites. Pick one.
Those things that are blue and you suck on them and you can't chew them.
Okay, like Jolly Ranchers?
Yeah.
Okay, so are they sweet or sour?
Sweet.
Sweet. Okay, I'll put your name over here under sweet. Ella, and you like what?
Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids. Are they sweet or sour?
Sour.
Sour. So Ella's name will go over here under sour. They start the same. Sweet and sour both start with an S. Sweet, sour. So I'm going to put Ella's name under sour, and I want you, while you are at home, to decide where your name would go. Which Halloween treat is your favorite? Is your favorite treat a sweet treat, or is it sour? Thanks for listening. I love you. Have a great afternoon.
Yay!
Bye.